I will be playing through the Brazilian Forest level of Dragon Age Origins, and in it, the forest takes on a literal life of its own. The trees come to life. And these have a light and a dark side, which is shown by Zathrian, the various enemies you face, and the Lady of the Forest even has a dual nature.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are? Manners. From a Shemlin. Interesting. I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you...
So I'm exploring the Dalish camp right now, and I found these idols scattered throughout the area. That's just one example of a craft idol, and this is a dog idol that plays tricks, like I've mentioned, and it has two sides, like I've mentioned before. And now I'm gonna run into Swift Runner.
Run from the forest while you can. Run to the Dalish and tell them they are doomed. I do not wish to fight you, but our enemy has sent you to us, and now you force our hand. Come, brothers and sisters! Swift Runner calls you to battle! Drive this invader from our midst!
The werewolves are shown to have two sides here as well, because they're intelligent enough to talk, and they want to talk, but their savage nature drives them to attack us anyway.
Enough! The forest has eyes of its own, and it shall deal with you. You have been warned.
The Wild Sylvans also show the dual nature of the forest, because they once gave things life, but now here they are trying to take it from us. The Grand Oak also could help or harm you, just depending on your decisions, and whether you decide to kill it or not.
Do not look in the fire. It draws my strength. Perhaps we should sit down. Rest.
The Shades camp behind the Grand Oak is another example of how the forest looks like it's inviting and pleasant, but no, this shade will try to kill you, just as already succeeded in killing your sleeping friends. Now, luckily it's not too hard to kill. I'm a mage, and even if I were, say, a rogue or a warrior, I don't think you would be too hard. It's just a one-on-one combat. I also decided to kill the Grand Oak after this, just for time purposes. And I've never started the Hermit yet, so it seemed like a good idea.
Then there is naught for me to do, but perish as the mortals do.
Something growing near.
I almost regretted killing this tree because it was really entertaining with its rhymes. However, I wanted the Hermit's support to get through the forest barrier that we will find out about in a minute, so I decided to take this tree out. It was not as hard as I expected, considering he is a fairly high-level boss, it looks like, but I just lit him on fire. I'm not sure if it actually does more damage to a tree, but it seemed to work fairly effectively here.
Wait. We are back at the beginning of the path. The forest, it seems, does not wish us to reach wherever the path leads. How protective.
Like the forest barrier, this hermit seems crazy is not all he seems.
But those are the rules. A question for a question, an answer for an answer. Were you not listening?
Be cautious. This is no ordinary madman. He has magic. I can sense it. Powerful magic.
Since you've already gone and killed that nasty old oak tree, I saw the splinters and even did a little jig to celebrate. Maybe I'll just tell you. The secret to getting by the trees, and listen close now, is to make them think you're one of the wolfmen. Isn't that a grand idea?
So we get the hermit his werewolf belt and we go through the barrier. Encounter werewolves in the werewolf lair.
The forest has not been vigilant enough. Still you come. You are stronger than we could have anticipated.
Inside the lair you fight various enemies, including the skeletons that the spirits from the forest have taken over. They're not too hard, neither are the spiders, but there is an arcane horror within the ruins that is fairly difficult unless you have range capabilities. For me, this was the hardest battle inside the entire lair, so I used Alistair to draw out the enemies and keep them in one spot, and I used my other 3 mages to just destroy the area that the werewolves are all in. I do eventually end up dying in this fight, which was mildly annoying, but this is a really hard fight. I had to try multiple times to beat it. As you can see, I'm pausing constantly to make sure, just micromanage these guys, make sure they're doing their proper things I want them to. I try to kill the shadow wolves first, because they will overwhelm you, knock you to the ground, and kill you. Kind of like that one is killing me at this instant. The werewolves are just basically being savage beasts at this particular time. They're definitely not thinking. They're just attacking the outsiders. Yeah, I did die right there, but there were only a few werewolves left, so I could use the rest of my party to kill them. And up next, I'll convince Zathrian to break the curse for me, by killing him, of course.
We're standing for what's right here, no matter what.
Then you die with them. All of you will suffer as you deserve.
The first thing I did in this fight was become Alistair and use Cleanse Area on the werewolves to free them from Zathrian's magic. I basically let the freed werewolves destroy Zathrian for me. I just stayed alive for the most part in this fight. However, I did manage to release Witherfang from her bonds, and she was a crucial piece of evidence for me in the dual nature of the forest, because she is the spirit that defines the forest, and yet she has the part of her that's the lady and the part of her that is Witherfang. She has the cultured side and the bestial side that's savage and destroys things. This is the force and is inherently both light and dark.
No more. I cannot defeat you.